Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to create this cubist face using the Google Draw program. So I already have a previous video that shows you how to set up the Google Draw program to be ready to create your cubist face. So you can always refer to that. But let's get started. So the first thing that you're probably going to want is a background color. Like here I have a light blue. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to go into shape. I'm going to find the rectangle. It's the first one. And I'm going to go right around my paper. If it doesn't fit 100%, no big deal. Just stretch using your trackpad in order to fill up the whole page. So maybe I don't love this light blue that it automatically makes every time. So I'm going to switch to that bright blue I had in my sample. Now, you might not want this outline around your shape, so I'm just going to make it transparent. So then it'll just be a light blue page. Okay, I'm going to move it over a little bit. Perfect. So now I'm ready to start creating my cubist face. So I'm going to continue to use that shape tool. Now, if you don't want to activate the shape tool or click the shape tool here, you can also get to the shape tool by going into insert, and then you'll find shape the same way. So I'm going to start with a head shape, and I'm just going to start with a circle. Okay, now if you want to keep your circle a perfect circle, you would hold the shift key. For this one, I actually want it to be more of an oval. So I'm not going to use the shift key here. So I get this kind of oval shape. Now I'm going to put it in the middle because I want some room for my hair and things like that. And I'm going to switch it to white. Then I'm going to find a new shape to go around here. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try something a little different than even in the sample that I showed you because it doesn't need to be the same. I'm going to use my polyline tool. And this one's kind of cool because I can make a free shape. So I'm going to add my line, and when I click, it's going to let me adjust it. So I want to make a nose here, and I can pull it back, and then I'm going to bring it down. Then I'm going to go, maybe I'll make it more like some kind of freer shape. Okay, so once I close it off, then I can change the color. So I'm going to make it into that dark blue again. So already, oops. So whenever you want to select it, you just use the select tool. So I'm going to stretch it a little bit larger because I want it to fill up that head shape that I just made. Perfect. I'm going to stretch it a little longer. Okay, looks cool. So now I can add some eyes. Now to add the eyes, I probably will just use my basic shapes. I'll look for something. Now, if I want a perfect circle, I was talking about this before, you press shift and it'll keep it nice and round. I can turn it white so it stands out. I'm going to have that outline again, so I want to get rid of that. I'm going to go on the line tool and make it transparent. And there's my eyeball. Maybe I change my mind. I want to make it a little bigger. Press shift. Now I can add whatever else I want. Like in my sample here, I picked a new shape to put inside. And you're going to be creative and you're going to make it your own. Okay. Again, I'm going to change this to transparent. Maybe I make it orange. Stretch it out. Whenever you want to kind of unselect, you can just click anywhere on the screen. Now I can go ahead, maybe add myself a circle for the inside of the eye. I'll change it to black this time. can always use my arrow keys to move it around. Pretty happy with it there. In my sample, I also had these lines. So if you want to add lines, let me show you how to do that. I'm going to go into my line tool, and I could go to this shape, and it's pretty cool because it even has these guidelines. So you can make it go across. So that's pretty nice. If you wanted to make it thicker, all you're going to do is click on it. So I need to go back to my arrow key, click on it, and then line weight so I can make it thicker. Whoa, that's really thick. So I probably don't like that, but maybe like 4. And I can change this one to 4. And I can change this one to 4. So, you know, that's that. You know, you can always add another shape for an eye. I'm going to choose something different here. Maybe I don't like that. I can always just hit delete. Switch over again, pick something different. We'll pick this one. Okay. Maybe I make it orange. Let me show you something else. So you can do something called gradient, and that's going to have like darks and lights. So that's kind of a cool look too that you can do to change it up a little bit. You can also use your line tool to make something like eyelashes. So you would select the line tool, and then you just come over and you decide where you want to put it. Okay. Of course, you could add a mouth. Again, just basic, picking up shapes that we've done before. I'm just going to select this one, put it in place. I'm just going to make it bright yellow. You could add, here's something else you can do this, which is pretty cool. You might want to add some freeform shapes. So there's a different line tool, and it's called the curve. And this one's kind of neat because you put it down, and then when you click on it, it will curve. And you're going to come back. So that's like another cool thing you can do. And you see it added this cool kind of freeform shape to my paper. Again, I can change the color. You could even do this if you wanted and use the scribble tool. I'm going to change my weight just so it's a little darker. And I can draw inside of it with the scribble tool, and that's kind of a neat addition to your Cubist face. Okay, and then of course to finish it off, you would add some hair. You could add plenty of more details, but I just wanted to give you a basic overview. So maybe I want to go back to that polyline tool because that's kind of cool, and I can make some funky hair this way. I always have to go back, and once I go back, it's going to close it off so I can give myself a fill color. I can use that polyline tool again, make myself a new one. If you ever have a problem and you're not happy, you can go to edit and undo or just Control Z. That's a really easy thing that you can do. Here we go. Once you close it off, you'll get a new design. I can change my color. That's not a good color because it's the same color as my background. I can select it and move it. Maybe I want to turn it a little bit. And you can always undo if you're unhappy with something. Let's say I really like this one and I want to make another one exactly the same. Here's how I do it. Control D to duplicate. And I can change my color. I can move it here. I can turn it. So many things that I can do to add. I've got like this crazy spiky thing. Maybe I like this one and I'm going to copy it. Here's another thing that you could do. Maybe I want to copy it, but I want it to be the mirror image. So I can go to Format Options, Size and Rotation, and I'm going to flip it horizontally. So it's another cool thing that I can do. the last thing to finish off my face. This one I'm going to lower. I'm actually just going to make it a little smaller so it fits a little better on my design. So I want it to fit inside of my drawing space. I can add a shape for my neck. Okay, so this looks like a good one. Put it in place. Change the color so I can see it. How about we do dark green? Okay, it's not quite big enough, no big deal, I'll just stretch it out. I'm going to change my order. Send backward. Actually, instead of that, I'm just going to adjust it. So that's how easy it is to make your completed cubist face.